So you're thinking about moving to Chicago, or you're considering New York City. It takes a lot of research when you're comparing two major cities, and when you miss that vital piece of info sometimes, it could really make a great opportunity to something sour. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things that you should consider before your big next move. Some things you've heard of, some you haven't, and at the end, why I ended up choosing Chicago over New York City. So we're getting after it right now. What's up everybody, Andy Svalesen here with Big Next Move. If this is your first time to our channel and you want to learn everything about what it's like to work, eat, sleep, play, live, and the differences between these two cities, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the little bell so you're notified every time I make a new video. And I gotta say, I'm super grateful for everyone reaching out and letting me, our team, help you find that place to call home. So if you're out there listening to this and you're thinking about moving to Chicago or the outside suburbs, trying to find that place before someone else does, then shoot me a text, give me a call, send me an email, days, nights, weekends, it doesn't matter. I got your back when you move to Chicago. So a few years back, I was looking for a change of scenery, and in the short list of cities that I've made, both Chicago and New York City were on them. So the way this will work is we'll go over what both cities do great and then what they do differently. And since circumstances can vary, I'll let you decide what's best. So the first category that we're going to talk about is city energy. And I think it's a super important category because it really affects everything else. New York City is a lot like what you'd imagine. It's busy, dense, and popular. And it's this combination that really creates this negative tension and stress in the environment. The non-stop honking, the claustrophobic sidewalks, or how every waiter thinks they're doing you a favor. You're angry, New York, and it really shows. Walking the sidewalk feels frantic, as though if you aren't moving fast enough, the person behind you will run into you. And God forbid, if someone stops the flow to take pictures, I would get unreasonably angry. On the flip side, Chicago does have some of those elements in parts of the city, but we have this Midwest flavor to kind of balance it out. For better or worse, things definitely tend to move slower around here, and sometimes we really could use the bluntness of New York. But overall, people seem a bit more easygoing here, and that really sums up the essence of Chicago's energy. When I first moved here, people would actually stop and ask me if I needed help, and well, sometimes they still do. I don't know if they're seeing something I'm not, but I'm digging the positive energy. And if I'm not the only one who's had that happen to them, please let me know I'm not alone in the comments. And our second category is value. Both cities provide tremendous value in terms of opportunity and ways to enrich your life. From the museums, attractions, sports team, and job opportunities, it might seem endless, the list of things you have access to on a daily basis. Out of the two, New York City undoubtedly has more things for you to experience within the city than Chicago. And in my opinion, more things to do outside the city as well. You have access to more lakes, mountains, forests, and cooler cities for day trips. All of these advantages though come at a significant increase in cost, however. As an example, the median cost of a studio apartment in New York City is $2,800 per month, but in Chicago, a 4-bedroom will cost you even less than that, with the median price being $2,600. What makes it worth it to you? Well, that's entirely on your personality. But if you're interested in more about the cost of living in Chicago, then be sure to find the link above. Our next category, food. Pizza, cheesecake, and bagels. If you've seen it anywhere in the media, New York City has got it, and it's killing it. It's one of those places that you go to that no matter what your expectations are, when you try something, it will impress you. That first folded bite of Joe's Pizza, when that tang from the melted cheese is balanced by the perfect sauce and unthinkably good crust, makes a 2-hour wait almost worth it. Chicago's got its own thing going too though. Since I've moved here, I'm pretty sure the Italian beef has become my entire food pyramid. Soggy bread, sliced beef, peppers, and cheese may not sound great on paper, but my taste buds would like a word. And just so that I can set the record straight, for once and for all and forever, deep dish pizza is not Chicago style. It may have been invented in Chicago, but true Chicagoan pizza is actually called tavern style. It's unique in its own way. It's typically served in squares, rolled out instead of tossed, and the dough is refrigerated for an extended time, and this creates this crispy, cracker-like crust that's just a great combination of flaky, buttery, and addicting. Both places have rich ethnic roots that show through the cuisine and the dishes, so what makes each of them different? Well, New York City definitely seems to have the latest and greatest when it comes to food, but be prepared to wait in line. More often than not, you'll find yourself waiting much longer to be served than you would in Chicago. In fact, entire businesses exist to profit off this pain point alone. I did notice that Chicago has quite a bit less in terms of novelty items, and instead you'll see more elevated takes here on classic cuisine. Next up, the city vibe. And speaking in terms of green and urban spaces and personality, both cities have a lot of commonalities and stark differences. New York generally has a lot more developed urban areas outside of Central Park, though there really isn't a whole lot of green areas for you to unwind. And for me, that was a problem, as it made it hard to strike a balance with the busy city energy. Personality-wise, New York City is definitely a place to be for people looking to hustle their hearts out. And that type of sacrifice is often romanticized and praised here, whereas in Chicago, it's been world-renowned for being one of the most beautiful cities to live in. There's such awe-inspiring views of the city to just take in, and in so many different ways that will keep you coming back for more. Personality-wise, Chicago does tend to get labeled as an incredibly dangerous city, though in reality, it isn't as bad as the media portrays it to be. You definitely see people carry their fear with them from time to time, though. Things are definitely changing in Chicago. I know that I definitely see it. With each neighborhood rapidly developing and springing up new communities, it's important to stay on top of info. So if you're interested in figuring out what lifestyle that you have and see how it fits in a particular neighborhood or area, be sure to check out my video up above. Finally, the weather. Okay, so this is going to be the biggest point of contention between both Chicago and New York City. First off, both New York City and Chicago generally have the same weather patterns. But as the saying goes, we've got two seasons, winter and construction. Jokes aside, both cities tend to hibernate during the winter and come alive during the summer, so what makes these two cities different? Well, let's start with winter. New York winters are a bit milder than Chicago's, at least in terms of not reaching ungodly Arctic temperatures. But generally, we both have the same gloomy gray slush days, but summers, oh my god, this is something that no one told me. During the summer, New York City is by far one of the most disgusting places to live in. Blocks and blocks, all along the sidewalks, just sitting there, bags of rotting, putrid trash. Sweating juices all over the sidewalk with dog-sized rats around every corner, and the smells are so thick you can almost taste it. I admit Chicago got lucky from the very unlucky fire of 1871 that pretty much allowed us to rebuild our entire city, but it needs to be emphasized how much cleaner and more well-designed Chicago is over New York City. It really made me appreciate and reevaluate what we consider our backbone in our society. So why did I choose Chicago over New York City? Well, it was actually a pretty easy choice. You know, when I was thinking about NYC, I was wanting to live in a major city, but also have a change of scenery. In my mind, New York City does have everything that I could possibly want in an environment. And it's true, it does, but way too much. From the costs, the people, to the opportunities, it was all just so much to wade through, and it was just distracting me from all the things that were really important to me. Chicago, though, was a different animal than I expected. Of course, crime was the first concern that I had, but even that wasn't as bad as I was prepared for. What I loved about Chicago is that I had all the right things in all the right places when I was considering a city. And on top of that, being cheaper, it left money on the table for me to do some traveling around the world. Ultimately, your city is whatever you make it out to be, and I know that I have a clear bias towards Chicago, but you know, maybe it's because I've spent a lot of time developing an appreciation for the nuances that you find on just about every corner of the city. And the truth is, everyone does have their own version of their city that speaks to them on their own unique level, and I think that's why our clients love us so much. You know, we're out here, we're making these videos, and most importantly, when you start telling us your lifestyle, oh my gosh, I gotta have this, I don't want to have that, we really can find out, like we know to a T what intersection, what street address would fit your lifestyle perfectly. Sure, you may go off rankings online, but you'll end up in a spot in an area that you really hate living in. You'll end up buying a place and selling it 6 months to a year later, and sure, yeah, you may earn like 20% equity, so you'll make some money, and that's the good news. But really, when you're doing such a big investment and a big move, you want to do it right the first time. And the only way our experts can help you is you gotta reach out to give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. Days, nights, weekends, we got your back when moving to Chicago, Illinois. And until next time, folks, I'll catch you later.